What's up, Nail Geeks, and welcome to the first of many videos this month. I've been a little quiet on the channel this past almost 2 weeks, I think, that I feel like I'm very rusty at recording, and it's just a weird place to be right now. So if you saw my update on Instagram, you know that I have been working my tail off behind the scenes. I've got a ton of collections and videos to share with you guys over the next couple of weeks. So I thought that I was going to be back in my other space, the first space that I did over in this new place. And I decided there's some little tweaks I want to do over there, and I might just have found the right lighting situation. So in the meantime, there's a lot of work in progress and just so much. Very busy. In fact, it's almost very inspiring, like my new some of my new decoration that's going to be in the new area. You guys can see that. It's awesome. So I am very excited. We hopefully won't have to have the window for very much longer. So anyways, I am super excited to be kicking off all of this spamathon for Black Friday, for November, all of these incredible sales with Knees Lacquer. She has a brand new collection for us, and they have some incredible polishes, including the return of one of my favorite new finishes that we saw last collection for my last BKL video. I am stoked to show it to you guys. So this month we have the collection inspired by the fall of the House of Usher. So this is a beautiful, shifty, shimmery goodness we expect no less from BKL, and there's a lot of sale information. So at the end of the video, after the Will It Topper segment, we will go over that. I have so much to tell you guys. Before we dive into the swatches, I do want to note that there will be timestamps on this video if you want to go back and look at anything, but mostly because I want to highlight this month we also have mystery bags. So I have 2 of them to show you guys, and I made sure there is ample warning again before we talk about the mysteries. So we're going to have the collection, and then we're going to have the Will It Topper, and then we'll have the mysteries, the 2 that I got, and then we're going to have the Will It Topper after each of the mysteries. So that little segment, if you don't want to see it, so be it. If you want to see all of the mysteries that are going to be available for this launch, BKL's website will have a tab on it that is for, it will say the vault, and you'll be able to see little black and white thumbnails, and then you can click on each of the mysteries and see what's available there. So I'm getting ahead of myself with all this information. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First up is Clarity. This is described as a dark plum base with strong green to purple shimmer and a scattering of silver light reflective glitter. So we have a very vampy type of multi-chrome, which as I previously mentioned, this is a vampyish sort of darker type of inspiration overall. And on Clarity, I'm going to suggest 3 coats. This does have a lighter, somewhat jelly formula, though it's incredibly smooth despite having those reflective glitters, which just remember, those will give you some texture. On my full hand shot, you're seeing an incredibly thin layer of a glitter smoothing top coat in addition to my glossy top coat. I took it up lightly on those 3 coats. There's no need to go in super heavy. You want this one to have a slow buildup in order to maximize the shimmer and that multi-chrome pigment. There's an easy shift with that emerald to almost sapphire-like blue that you're seeing on my macro shot there. The reflective glitters give you this very sparse, like twinkling sort of effect. And next up is Daydreams. This is a dark burgundy with strong blue to purple shimmer and a scattering of silver light reflective glitter. This one is really interesting to me. I think it embodies this time of year with these berry tones, these vampire types of berries, and I think this one fits that bill. As you build it up, the shimmer takes on a stronger looking appearance, and very similar to Clarity, it's got that jelly-like feel. It's got a lighter type of brush stroke type to it on the first coat, and then at coats 2 and 3, it really packs a punch for full coverage. So if you have any type of free edge, the finishes like this, pretty much the entire collection, I think you're going to need to go up to a 3rd coat. Again, no need to go heavy-handed or anything like that. Let them slowly build up. This one has a wonderful violet type shift at angles. You'll see that on my macro shot here. And here is Nevermore. This is described as a blackened purple base with silver to pink to green shimmer that shines like raven feathers in the light. I do agree with that, and I'm very excited to see this finish being brought back. This is what I would consider more of a vampire princess type feel, kind of like the ones I was describing in last collection's video. It's truly wonderful, and I'm very excited that this is, I'm hoping, going to be a finish thing. Not quite the vintage type foils that we saw maybe in the late 90s, but this is what I would consider more of a modern take on that finish. There is a pink shift to this, which you're seeing on my macro shot. It's just lush and just very pretty. And next up, we've got Denial. This is described as a sage green base with silver to gold to green shimmer. Sarah does say this is her favorite in the collection. I can see why. It's one of those unusual types of sage bases in that there's a strong dusky feel to it. Again, this also starts off on the lighter side, but true to BKL fashion, we've got lots of special effect. So we definitely want that formula to be on the lighter side. This almost reminds me of those super silvery, almost reflective like finishes that we saw a couple of years ago. And I love those to pieces. This looks great with that sage base. You can see it almost gives it a gray type of lean. I thought it popped really well on me because we've got that cool toned factor, and the shimmer gives off this lovely lime type of antiqued gold at angles. The two shimmers like this, and you're going to want to finish with a good glossy top coat though, because they dry down quite flat. And next up, we've got my personal top pick. This is Still No Freaking Excuse. This is described as a midnight blue lion sibling, yay. And this has the same red to green shimmer with hollow flakes. This shimmer is just, I mean, of course, it's popular because we all love it. It just sung in this base. This is what I would describe as a midnight blue base, one of my favorite crayon colors. Almost navy, not quite. It has more of a true vampy glow to it, and it just complements that shimmer. Indoor lights, you'll see this lovely reddish type of glow behind that galaxy look of flakes. And then at angles, there's a beautiful greenish type of shift. It's being a touch subtle on my macro shots here, but please note it is quite glowy and there's so much depth in person. And next up, we've got Immortality. This is described as a smoky black base with strong blue to indigo shimmer. So no surprise, I absolutely adored this one too. We've got a striking glowy type of blue. 2 to 3 coats is what I'm going to suggest for opacity. Now that's with the caveat that, again, if you have any type of free edge, I could see maybe needing to push it to 3, but this one's really going to depend on how you polish. The third coat here, I was really hesitant on whether or not I was going to do it, but I personally prefer plumper, thicker looking appearances on my nails when I'm polishing. So this is how I would wear it in real life. And it's just striking. Now it does have that nice indigo shift at angles. You'll see it just a bit on my macro shot. I do think it's more on the subtle side, but it's more of the more extreme angles. And next up, we've got another one of my top picks. This one is Lemon, described as a clear base with strong lemon yellow shimmer and a scattering of silver light reflective glitter. It's just very gilded in person. I really appreciate white polishes, and this is it's just so glowy. 3 coats is going to be perfect, and go in light and allow the texture from the reflective glitter of the previous coat to adhere your next coat. It's just perfect. I can see this being a wonderful wedding type color. I don't know. I just saw like a gala of some sort when I wore this, and it popped so well. Despite the shimmer having that warm tone, the white itself is what I would consider a true kind of pure white. It's got this jelly look to it. It just allows all of that shimmer to just take over. It's truly beautiful. You are seeing a very thin coat of glitter smoother because we've got those reflective glitters. And here is Happy Hunting. This is described as a rich red base with jewel toned shimmer and hollow flakes. So this has a more, what I would consider less jelly, even though what you're seeing on that first coat looks quite jelly, but I thought it built up very well in opacity. Depending on how you polish, you might be able to get away with 2 coats on Happy Hunting. Again, I personally like that thicker sort of appearance, so I felt the need to go up to that 3rd coat. Given my wide load nails and the length of my free edge on my falsies here, I think it just popped Now it does dry down flat, so you'll want to get some good glossy action going there to help exploit the shimmer. And this is what I would consider more of a warm toned type of red, as you can see on my full hand shot there. So definitely going to play up against your undertones. And then finally, we've got There's Always Consequences. This is a dark turquoise base with strong pink to gold to green shimmer. So Consequences has a more jelly formula once again, but I do think this one is probably the thinnest in how it applies out of the entire collection, which of course we're going to see that brings us lots of versatility on the Willet Topper segment. But in terms of opacity, this is going to kind of apply more of like one of those milky type finishes. So you will see a visible nail line if you've got a prominent one. So of course, I would recommend a nude to you type base of some sort if that bugs you. Otherwise, just let that shimmer shine through. I think you'll get a good idea on my full hand shot here of what I'm seeing in person. Angles and shaded lighting, there is a gorgeous golden glow that you're seeing on my macro shot here. And then finally, we've got the Willet Topper segment. This is where I show polishes over a black swatch stick to demonstrate whether or not you can also wear them as toppers. So we've got those lighter formulas, so no surprise here. BKL also layers ridiculously well. I don't think I've really seen any that don't. Clarity looks great. It kind of maximized that bluish sort of shift in person. And Daydreams is just stunning. In person, there is still that maroonish, burgundy-ish sort of cast. So very interesting in how that played up against the black. And then we've got our Princess foil here, and it is very frosty, but you can see that it kind of scattered out that shimmer particles. Also gives you a good idea of how large those particles are. And of course, Denial, very similar. It is more gilded, in my opinion, more of a golden, almost a true gold, like a white gold looking appearance over black. So lots of versatility there. And No Freaking Excuse is beautiful. It took away the navy in person. I think the video is looking like it's got a bit of a blue cast to it, but please note that shimmer is just taking over in person. Immortality, if you want a more jewel toned appearance, I would suggest using a very dark color under it if you wanted to layer it. Otherwise, I think it just looks beautiful on its own. And Lemon is, it's just stunning. It does look more orange in person, like what you're seeing on the video. So I think it's going to play up against the base very well. And Happy Hunting is kind of like Immortality in that it vamped it out and it does topper well, but I do think this is one of those ones that I personally liked by itself. And There's Always Consequences. We knew this was going to look fantastic. It is similar in terms of shimmer finish to some of the other BKLs I've worked on. And then here's our family shot here of the collection. You can see them have a slow wiggle and what they look like all dried down. And lastly, I've got the two mystery polishes that I got. This is your final warning for spoiler alert. So when you get them, they're going to come in these beautiful little velvet bags here. I did speak to Sarah about these just to get clarification. I think I didn't mention it on the other video, but she said that this time you guys are going to get embroidered ones. So there'll be the BKL stamp on your bags. So super, super lush and fancy there. Now the first one is the Twin Alders. So this is what I would describe as a almost spearmint almost type of green. It's very medium and it popped so well on me. I love blue. I love green on myself. So if you've got medium to deep tones, the two that I got are going to pop so well on you. I think 3 coats is going to be the best to show this one off. There's a ton of hollow flakes in here, and the shimmer shifts from that nice reddish sort of cast that you see on the full hand shot here. And then at angles, we've got this nice golden sort of glow. Despite being packed full of hollow flakes, they are very flat on the nail, so I think any glossy top coat's perfect. I had no issues with texture or anything like that, despite how packed full this one is. And then just for the sake of not spoiling it, we've got the Twin Alders over black. Very similar to that last one I showed you guys in the collection. It just let go of that base color and we're seeing tons and tons of shimmer and hollow. And the next one I got is Degeneration. I love this color. I would describe it as a lighter type of blue. It's heavily flirting with being a periwinkle, in my opinion. It's like this light type of blue batch of color. And then if you put just a pinch of a purple tint to it, it's like that. Almost cornflower, if you will. I do think the video is being pretty color accurate to what I'm seeing in person. It applies very similar to the Twin Alders, the other mystery, so I'm going to suggest 3 coats on it too. It builds well, it is very glowy, and I truly appreciate these periwinkle cornflower type of colors. They are so flattering if you have a warm undertone because they are so cool toned in general. Now we have the same experience going on here, that the shimmer has a wonderful golden glow at angles, which you see on my macro shot there. And then of course, putting it over black, you can see it almost takes on this pinky sort of vibe. Both of them you can wear lots of ways. I can see these also looking fantastic, maybe even in a jelly sandwich. So I absolutely love those 2 mysteries I got. I was so excited that I got those 2 colors, and they're absolutely gorgeous. With that said, there is lots of info here. So we're just going to go over it step by step so that we are all on the same page, and we'll go from there. The Dark Window mystery bags, those are going to be 2. There's 2 polishes per bag, and there's a holo and a shimmer. And each of the bags are going to be 25 each. They are limited to 1 person. So, you know, if you and your partner live in the same house, or you and a sibling live in the same house, you both can order it. The address doesn't matter, just 1 per person. The launch is going to officially drop November 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a pre-order style, and it's going to go until November 27th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Sarah and Tim did say that they wanted this to be a quicker turnaround time and get everything out in time for holidays and all that good stuff. So we do have a shorter pre-order window, so you definitely want to not miss out on that. The best advice I can give you guys for this month, especially those of you that are brand new to the indie game for nail polish, make a little calendar, or go to the dollar store and get you a little planner or something. There is a lot and you don't want to miss out. So again, small pre-order window. Just wanted to highlight that. There are no order limits on regular polishes, so feel free to order to your heart's content if you see something you like. There is a soft cap again, and if that soft cap is met, it's 1,000 bottles, which we all know BKL is these are huge pre-orders. So if that is exceeded, then it will go on to a pre-order window of 3 to 4 weeks. But just, no worries there. You can definitely get in there, take your time, do your selections for what you want, take a look at that vault section, and if you want to see spoilers for the mysteries. Now, there's also going to be, this part's probably the most exciting, I guess, for anyone who's missed anything since the launch of the return collection. We have overpours from the Fourth Wing collection. We'll have overpours from the Leon mystery bags, which if you wanted to see spoilers for that, I did swatch 2 of them on a previous video. So if you want to check on that, you can. There will be a Hellbent collection overpour, and these are all available in very limited quantities. So in terms of the overpours, that is limited to 1 polish, so per person. So unfortunately, you won't be able to grab any backups of the overpours. So 1 polish, 1 color per person. The next thing is there is a sale, a huge sale. This is the time of year, if you have been wanting to try BKL or anything like that, or really just like increase your Dragon's Hoard, this is it. BKL is having 20% off of their site. That includes the new releases. So what I showed you guys in this video, it includes the overpour stuff, all that. Everything in the site is 20% off. So that's going to be really nice too. And she also stated in our PR information that we've got the Level Up Lotions back. So I did bring one over here in my window of exile that this one's 1 ounce, and this is what it looks like, if you can see it here. I think when I'm over in this window, it gives me the worst posture because I just start slouching, and I look in the viewer and I'm like, oh, stop slouching. You're giving yourself awful back problems. Anyways, so Gingerbread Latte is the scent that I got. And you can see, I know the window's a little bit overexposed, but you can kind of get an idea of it, what it looks like. And it's got a really thinner consistency. So the way I would describe it, you can see that it's not quite super watery. If I got quite a bit on my hand here, you can see like it's or this is a better demonstration. It's not, pouring out per se. So it does have a nice thickness to it, but it dries really easily into your hands. So this is one of those things that I would say you don't really have to wait until, you're after your shower at night or in the morning, whatever. This is definitely one that you can use throughout the day after you wash your hands. That's when I like to use stuff like this. And gingerbread latte is, I can't really smell it when it's, like I can smell it when I have my hands up here. So it's really not too strong, and I'm mostly getting straight gingerbread goodness from it. It's really pleasant, and it's a very soft scent, which I like. Again, the formula is very soft. I personally really liked it. This came in my PR bag this other time, so we could try it out. There was no obligation to talk about it, but I'm always here for moisturizing, so I figured I would talk about it with you guys. So Level Up Lotions will be there, and that's also included in the sale too. So if you wanted to go ham and get you a really big order and gets you some moisturizing stuff, you absolutely can. I will have all of this information in the description box below if you need to check anything out, double check your pre-order times, all that stuff. I'm going to link you guys to BKL's website to get all that ready to go. And I also want to point out that on the website, there is a newsletter that you can sign up for. And apparently there was a surprise of some sort for the last one that went out on October 31st, if I'm not mistaken. So it's definitely worth it to get in there and check out the newsletter so you can know what exactly is happening, what's coming up, all that good stuff. All of this, including timestamps, description box. And if you enjoyed the video, thank you so much for being here. I'm very much looking forward to spamming your feeds, your notifications, which make sure that you've got that on because I have so much. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.